Well, I'm so excited to be here this morning and doing what I'm doing right now because this is something that we have been so excited about for some time now and has been in the works. But as you can see, I'm on here with my friend Scotty Haynes. And I just wanted to make a little bit of an announcement this morning. This is an announcement we've already made to our church and all of our teams, and we're all so excited about it. But as of January 1, 2021, Scotty and Shelli Haynes are going to be joining the Summit Church team, and we are going to take West Texas by storm. You know, we have a great team, and we just got a lot of energy and a lot of really smart, really sharp people on our team, and Scotty has already been interacting with these guys and myself, and it's just a great fit. And we know that God is doing this for a significant reason. Now, I'm not going into all the story yet because I'm going to interview Scotty here and just talk about it because there's been lots of transition in his life over the last few years. And this is not new, though. We're excited about it. And for me and Scotty, it's a really big deal, and we're going to talk about it in a minute, just because of our relationship over the years and just what we believe God is wanting to do in our lives and through the church and through church ministry. And so I'm excited, Scotty. I'm excited. It seems like it's taken forever now. It didn't take long to get going, but now it's like, when is this gonna be official? So, how you feeling about it, all of it?
We're really excited, man. I'm telling you, Shelly and I are, excited to it's different because we've never moved out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And so
You're
now that
coming
we're going
to
to
the
be
promised land,
Texans,
brother. Yeah,
it,
you're coming to the promised land.
Canyon America, man, I know, like, obviously we've got to spend a little time there and really love the city of Canyon, and it's a unique place, and so that's fun and exciting. We're looking forward to that. Looking forward to being with the church family and the staff. We've been able to be around those guys, and man, such life when I'm around those guys. I just feel like there's such life there, and what
Great
a great
team.
team. What a great team. And then obviously, we're so thankful for your friendship, you and Janae, and that was the main thing as we were praying about this. I think the thing that we are most excited about is being able to do ministry with you guys. And you know, we have been friends for quite a while now. We've done a lot of ministry things together, so we just look forward to continuing that.
Yeah, Scotty and I have worked on the same staff together for several years. We've done a lot of global missions together many times, and there's just a very kindred. I mean, not just between us, but between our wives and our families. There's just a real kindred spirit. Just we have a lot of the same experiences. We come from similar places, and we have what I would consider to be a similar call, and I appreciate that and the opportunity to do this, and adding you guys to the team is just gonna help us in so many different ways. Obviously, your experience is going to help us, but just the fit, just the energy, the life that is going to come with this and has already come with it, we're excited about. um so tell me a little bit about your journey over the last couple of years. You guys started a church in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and which is interesting because if any city that would be similar to Canyon,
Yeah.
In Oklahoma, with the exception that we're right next door to a much larger community. Stillwater is more isolated in that sense, but the character of the community, the kind of the feel of the community, the people are very similar. So it's interesting. If I was going to say there's a city in Oklahoma that's closest to the city that we live in, it would be Stillwater.
Yeah, I feel like that too. Obviously, you know, very um, very blue collar, still has a university in it. But good mix. Either, it's very similar. Stillwater's a little larger than Canyon, but again, Canyon's connected, right there to Amarillo, and so very similar. But we had we felt God was calling us to start a church, and 2016, and continue to pray about that, and so we just really felt the place would be Stillwater. We'd had some, not a lot of connection to Stillwater, but some, with just some different things we'd done in ministry. And so we actually moved here in 2017, October of 2017, and we're here until we launched the church in September of 2018. And so we launched 2018, and we ended up closing the church about almost exactly 2 years later. Mm. And so obviously, that wasn't our intention when we started the church. We didn't set a goal, hey, let's do 2 years and then close it down. But as we, were on the journey over those 2 years, there's some things that we wanted to see that honestly that we weren't seeing, and just some things that we had set for ourselves that we thought were some areas that we thought needed to be effective to accomplish the long-term goals, and we just weren't seeing that. So we were really praying about it, asking God to lead us. Is this what we're supposed to continue to do? Because though we didn't see some things, we were seeing fruit in some other areas. And we, the people that made up Highmark Church are amazing. We saw fruit in their lives. We wouldn't trade that for anything. They've been such a huge blessing to us. It is a privilege and honor to pastor them for 2 years, and even our own family, our adult children moving back in with us to help us with it. God really did a lot of amazing things. Really came through over and over again, but we just felt that season was coming to an end. And so we had our last service in September, the last September 27th of this year. And, so now we're in transition as we're getting to know the team from a distance. Shelli is wrapping up things at a job here, my wife, and I'm also working part-time during this season as well, as we look forward to the next season. And we're also doing some things necessary to close Highmark Church, and so it's been a blessing. You guys, you've been one of our overseers, and so you've poured into this time as well as over the last 10 or 11 years we've known each other. You've been a consistent friend and a mentor in my life. And so when it came time to, like, God, what are you leading us to do? We just want to do ministry with people that we have relationship with, that we are close to. And we didn't put out a resume or anything. And we for sure didn't feel like we were finished with full-time ministry, but then God just made this thing happen between us. And so that's 3 years in a nutshell. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Oh, and there's so much I'm sure that you learned in that process. There's so much
absolutely.
you gleaned from that. I've been in that process before. I planted a church many years ago, and it was very similar. We felt like it was the right time. It was the right place. And I look back on it now, and I still believe that it was something that I'm glad I did. I think it taught me so many things. It taught me how to risk, how to really step out onto nothing, and at the same time, I look back and I see all the things. I'm like, wow, I can see why that didn't work, and a lot of it had to do with, just different methodologies at the time, not having the right connections, not having the right relationships and all of that. And then a lot of it just had to do with us. We needed to grow. We needed to develop. Now, that's not the same situation with y'all. As sitting on your oversight team, man, you guys, you are the consummate pastors. I mean, I love, the people that you pastored over the last 2 years. When you said that just a second ago, that it was an honor and a privilege, I hope that they understand that that's not something you're just saying. because every encounter, every connection, every time we talked about anything that you were planning or wanting to do, that was truly the heart of it. You loved those people, you cared about those people, you pastored those people. And sometimes that things are meant to happen the way and then time frame that they happen. And so I just look at things like that as great learning experiences. And I guarantee you that lots of people who were working with you guys as a part of this team to build Highmark Church, their lives were enhanced and encouraged and strengthened by it. And so, man, you guys, I mean, seriously, good on you, because that is a tough road, and nobody understands it except people who've done it. It's just one thing in ministry that is just a fact that I don't normally say this about very many things, but church planting, yes. If you've never done it and you've never experienced it, you really don't get it. And it is a challenge. You just put it that way, but it's very rewarding as well.
Yeah.
And so much you learn. So tell me a little bit about, I'm not going to get into all that. We'll have many discussions on some leadership podcasts and things like that in the future that you can talk about learning and what you learned from that, what you took from that. And, you worked a lot with college students. You worked a lot with young families, and, what you took from that and what's happening in our world today, and how is that affecting all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about that later, but I'm really more interested in your family right now. So what's going on with your kids? Some really exciting stuff. So let's talk about, I'm looking at your transition, and, transition is never the most fun thing ever, but you guys have some really great things happening in your life right now. So share that with us a little bit.
It's been a year that's, I would say, has had lots of different emotions for, as we've been praying about the church this year, what we should do. That's been an all year thing. And, contemplating that, but also what God's doing in our family has been really great. Shelli and I have been married for 27 years. And so she's an amazing woman, and so thankful that we got to do this experience together, because it's taught us a lot just in our marriage and even just in our individual trust with God. I mean, if you would have told me before, hey, do you trust God? I'd have said, you bet. But I just feel like it's went to a whole nother level, and how God has just provided, not just financially, but even just emotionally, spiritually, and strengthened us. But we had been empty nesters actually for a little bit of time. And so we didn't envision that we would probably ever have all the family back together. But when we moved here to Stillwater, we did. And so that was a blessing. We have a daughter, Haley, that's 25, and a son, Christian, that's 22 and will be 23 this year. And God's just been doing some great things in them. And even here at the church, while they were here, amazing things happened. Haley stepped into some things that she discovered she really had passion for in the side of ministry. And Christian actually met his now fiance here, and which wouldn't have happened. And she's such a blessing to us too. Her name's Kelsey, and so they're actually preparing for their wedding, which is December the 27th. And so that is such a great and exciting thing for us. We're very blessed. We feel like we're gaining another kiddo that Kelsey's getting to come into our family. And so what God is doing in those two is just pretty awesome, and watching them navigate that process, and everything's been a real joy. And then Haley is actually she is about a month on, I think, at a job as a kids pastor in Paws Valley, Oklahoma, at an amazing church called the House Church.
Yeah.
Pastor Brandon and Callie Henry, they're friends of ours. We're overseers for them. And so we're so excited for her. Oh, she's just loving it. She's doing a great job. And, when we were coming closer to a decision for the church, and I just said to her, I said, I know ministry's in your heart. You may want to check this out. And it's just awesome because she was just like, well, I just don't want you to feel like I'm abandoning you. And I'm like, no, I don't feel that way. You've been so faithful. And they both, Christian and Haley, both were so faithful to
Mm. Yeah.
invest into what we were doing, as well as so many other people here in Stillwater on our team that did such a great job. So, hey, that's our family. It's growing. We're looking forward to being grandparents. I know that's not close. It's still a ways off, but we're just excited about all that God is doing in our family.
Oh yeah, we thought it was a ways off too. My daughter and her husband got married, and 3 months into the marriage, they were pregnant. So uh,
So you never know.
you never know.
Yeah.
We got the best grandbaby in the whole entire world. So so uh, I think that there's so much to say there. We can't go into all of that, but so many really great things. I mean, what great kids. You know, you're blessed with great kids just like I am, and that they would, you know, at that age just drop everything and come and serve with you guys, and just wow. It's and they're reaping the benefits and blessings of that. It's great. You know, so we were in, you know, a few months ago, it's been many, many months ago now. I remember coming up, and I don't even know really why. I don't even remember really why. I just remember visiting my parents in Shawnee and thinking, I'm gonna go hang out with Scotty. I think we had talked a little bit, and I said, I'm gonna come and see you. And of course, there's a golf course in Stillwater, so we went to play golf. And as we were talking, I think over lunch, I think it was McAllister's or somewhere like that. And we were eating, and you just kind of begin to share your heart about how you were feeling. And I, you know, having been there, I really felt I felt the burden of it. And I felt honestly, uh, just uh, almost internal conflicts, because when you're going through that, it's like, what do I do? You know, which way should this go? And there's a lot of indicators that say it should go this way, and there's a lot of indicators that say it go that way. But what is God saying? And so the thing I always appreciate about you, Scotty, is when there's a conversation about any decisions or any thoughts, it's always, I've been praying. And so you were talking about that, and I think that's one of the reasons why the moves that you make in your life are good and positive moves, because you're a man of prayer. And so you were talking to me about that. And so really didn't talk anything about what that could mean in the future or anything like that. But then during COVID, we, you know, I hate even saying that word. I hate it. But during that, you guys said, hey, we want to come down and visit. And just because you guys had, I think you'd been down here a couple of times, come to speak once or something like that. I can't remember. But so you came, and you and Shelli both came. And I think we're driving down the road in a car. And this was well into the situation where you'd already pretty much made the decision that uh, uh, this was not that many months ago, maybe a couple, 3 or something like that. I don't remember. But you said back in the summer, you said we're praying and we're contemplating. We're feeling like this season's coming to an end. And I was teasing, and I said, well, y'all should just move down here and you know, come be a part of us. And you're like, well, are you serious? Because if you are, we would definitely think about that. And it shocked me. And then it got really real. And I honestly, Scotty, I don't even know why I said that. I'm not flippant like that. And I don't say things like that because, you know, especially with friends, things can be misconstrued. And really, and Janae immediately said, what are you serious? You guys would seriously consider that, you know? And so that was just kind of a funny kind of occurrence, and we had a great weekend. But then it really became like a God thing. Like we got started getting stirred up about it, and something we need. It's just it for a lot of different reasons. It's something our church needs. It's something our community needs. It's something we personally need, and we feel like that we have really struck gold. That's how we feel. I mean, bringing you guys on the team is a major win for us. And I'm not just speaking personally, although it is extremely a win for us personally, and I believe a win for you guys too in that way. But it is truly a win for what God is trying to do here. And we've got a lot of visions. And to be honest, we've got a great team. I mean, we could go on and not make this addition. It's not something, we weren't looking to do this. We weren't like, oh, we got to find somebody. It just is a God thing. It's a God moment. And I think that, for us, it answers a lot of questions because of some of the skill sets you have, because of some of the experience you have. Uh, uh, it answers a lot of questions about things we need and want to do next. And so we are just stoked, brother. I mean, we get more excited about it every day, and looking forward to what it's going to mean for you guys to be working alongside us in ministry. And it's just going to be a powerful thing.
Yeah. Well, we're anticipating the same. And thank you for those kind words. We feel blessed to be on a team. I've missed the daily interactions with the staff like that, and I feed off that stuff. I'm a people person,
Yeah.
and but I've met the elders. What amazing elders are helping lead the church.
Oh, wow.
The church has great
Guys.
culture, and so we just see it as like already joining a great team and just get to be part of it, and looking forward to what God's going to do.
Yeah, me too. We're going to kick COVID in the teeth and build the kingdom of God, man.
That's right.
One of the things that you said just then, I think is very interesting, and it's not something that many people know or realize or recognize about church planning. And all due respect to serve team members and dream team members and people who come alongside and commit themselves. You had a great group of people there, great group of people that were like, yeah, we're in, and we'll take this for however you want us to do, we'll do. And they've responded so positively to you guys. But I don't think a lot of people realize you guys have worked for years on good teams, good staffs. And I don't think people realize that a lot of times in church planning, it can feel very by yourself. And so talk a little bit about that, just for people who may watch this and think, maybe contemplating church planning, or maybe, in that spot where they're like, man, I need help,
Well, I mean, too, I think by nature, I'm very outgoing. So like, I like to be around people. I just function better when I'm around people. And so when we launch and when you church plant, obviously you are around people, but it's different. And for me, we had a great team, and we even had an inner team and an inner core team that were awesome. They just were willing to do whatever. But this wasn't their full-time job.
Right.
And so I wanted to honor their time and be very cognizant of what they're doing, what they have to do.
Right.
So the opportunity for us to get together and really hash things out wasn't near as often as what happens when you're on a full-time staff.
Yeah.
And so I mean, if those guys had the time, the people that were part of our inner team, I would have been doing that all the time. But it's not feasible, and it's not right to ask that of them. And so working with on a staff and have done that for years, there's something about the day-to-day conversations, not just like a staff meeting, but just the day-to-day conversations, the day-to-day, biblically, sharpening one another, rubbing up against one another, encouraging one another, that most people like, but I especially feed off that. And so I really missed that. And to me, it's one of the the most blessed things I get to do in ministry is
Mhm.
being co-laborers with one another in a setting that we get to work together every day. And
Yeah.
you don't get that, and you do have a lot of times where it's just you, and you have to be self-motivated, and that's not always easy. And there's lots of times of questioning and, God, okay, am I doing the right thing here? And
Yeah.
and just going before the Lord. But yeah, for me, that's like something I've missed greatly,
Mhm.
um, and look forward to.
We have our team here. You've already been around them, and to me, amazingly, and it doesn't surprise me about you, and it doesn't surprise me about them. But you always never know. When you get people together, you're like, "Is this going to be?" But man, you guys, it's like when you're around, when you and Shelly have come, it's like you just have always been apart.
Yeah.
And we have really. I mean, when I say this, I'm not trying to blow smoke or try to make them feel good or whatever. I do want them to feel good, but they really are. We have a really good team. I mean, these they're young, they're superstars, and they're super talented. But one of the things that I have felt that I have wanted is not only my voice, um, helping them along the journey of ministry. Most of our team are fairly new to full-time ministry in the last few years, but super talented and super committed to Jesus.
Yeah.
And man, they give everything. I mean, they do. They give everything. Sometimes I have to pull back and go, "Hey, yeah, okay, it's enough." Um, but uh, but I really like the idea of them having another voice, a voice that I'm very familiar with, a voice that uh, is positive and upbeat and exciting, and just to mentor and to encourage and to lift, and that you fit all of that. And you guys are really a good fit in terms of our community, the community of our church. Um, just you're the same type of people. Our people are just open armed, loving, kind, beautiful, wonderful people, and they're tough and they're pioneering, and they're not afraid to take things on, and they're active and moving 90 to nothing, and it's just like I just think God knows what he's doing. It's like what you said, when you really get into that place where you're really relying on God. And when we took a step to come out here 8 years ago now, in November, it'll be we'll have completed 8 years. We'll be starting our 9th year. Can you believe that?
Crazy.
And when we took that step from Oklahoma City, Church of the Harvest, and we knew God was sending us this way, it was it was not like, "Hey, all right, great." I mean, we felt that way. We were excited, but it was a challenge. We didn't even know. This is not a joke. I didn't even know Canyon, Texas existed. I did not. I'd never even heard of it. But the Lord absolutely led us here, and so this is very almost in a way kind of full circle for me, uh, because. Uh, just having you guys on the team is it's like I don't know, it just feels I know that when you follow the will of God, it doesn't always just feel right. Sometimes it's extremely
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but this is one of those moments that this just feels right. And it to me uh it's just an exciting thing, and I know it's gonna the most important thing to me is that is our and the vision that God has for our church going into the future. And so my true concern is how's this going to affect our people. And I know it's going to be an extremely positive thing for the people of Summit Church. And so I'm excited, man.
Me too. Can't wait.
Hey, skip Christmas and come on, let's go. Let's do this. We've already got Christmas up. And I'm excited about Christian getting married, and man, so stoked about Haley in her new role with Brandon Henry. Man,
Yeah.
what a blessing she's going to be to their church. And I know they're going to be a great blessing to her. And man, it's just great to see your kids doing well.
Oh yeah, we're thankful.
Yeah. Yeah. I got two of my own. Sydney is on team here, and Taylor's husband is on team here, and she is an elementary school teacher, and I mean, killing it. So we are just so blessed.
Yeah.
Just everything is blessed. We could make complaints and gripe about everything. Like, I'm sure every pastor out there feels a little weird right now.
Yeah, of
If,
course.
if you don't feel a little weird right now as a pastor, something's not right with you. I mean, I really mean that. We're gonna do a podcast. I'm gonna bring probably you and Connor together and just talk about, just from different generational perspectives, how this feels. All this that's gone on in 2020, how this feels to us. And because I'm concerned, I'm going to be honest, and I'm closing with this. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I'm going to be honest. It's concerning to me because some of the things that I have felt in the last few months of just how weird this is, and how, especially we were, it just seemed like the church world was just blowing up, and we as a church, I mean, just packed building and just moving, and ministries taking off, and everything on the rise. And then COVID hits, and even though we are still doing extremely well and our people have been so faithful, it just has this feeling of, where's my family? It's just like, where's the church family? And even though it's been great, and church online has been such a powerful tool, and we've got lots of people coming back in church, it's still, and so I know if I'm having these feelings, which I feel like we're doing considerably well through it all, I know that there's got to be a lot of guys just going, what is happening?
For sure.
And so, yeah. And so I want to have some dialogues about that. And we may just get a whole bunch of pastors together and just have the conversation, because here's what I think too. And I'm stopped right here, but here's what I think too. I think, Scotty, I think that COVID has not just affected us because of it and all the other things that have happened in 2022. I think what it's also done is caused us to, as pastors, to stop and go, there's something changing in the way the kingdom of God is going to move now. And we don't want to miss that. And we want to be a part of that. And so it's exciting in a way to see what is God going to use? How is God going to use this to benefit his kingdom and to grow his kingdom? I really believe this, and I'm not, me, I don't like to hype. I like to be as real and as straight as possible. I think when you exaggerate and you embellish, you're just asking for discouragement later. And so I'm not a hype guy, but I just really feel that we are probably in line for one of the greatest harvests the church has ever seen, in the sense of people giving their life to Christ, people growing spiritually. And I know a lot of people are looking around right now saying, you got to be crazy, because that doesn't look, I don't know why I feel this way. I'm just saying, I believe God's spoken to me about it. And I believe we're in for some really good years to come. I didn't say they wouldn't be hard and there won't be some things to deal with, but I really believe that as far as kingdom building, kingdom purpose, kingdom movement, I think we are about to see some incredible things.
Amen. I agree. I'm with you.
Good. I'm glad. All right. Well, hey, thanks for spending time with me this morning. And I'm so excited. And I hope everybody who sees this, that knows me and Scotty, whether you're in our church here at Summit or not, or you've just been a part of our life for years, I hope you're celebrating and rejoicing with us that God has brought us together again. And it's going to be a great thing. And so thank you so much. And Scotty, we'll talk to you later, man.
I'm glad I got to see you. All right. See you.
All right. Bye.